All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us now is Scott Keller. Scott Keller for President 2012, as a matter of fact. Scott is a Zeitgeist Movement member down in Tampa, Florida, and he is running for the presidency. Scott, how you doing, brother?
I'm great.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We got Scott on our audio line, and we'll be hopefully doing a video chat with him in the future here. So Scott, man, tell us what inspired you to go big.
We see the same thing in and out. One season after another, the election seasons, where the politicians are basically saying the same things. We have a couple of people that sound a little bit different, but even they don't seem to understand, or at least they're not publicly admitting that they understand what the underlying root causes of the situation we've got.
Yeah.
You got Ron Paul out there that I like a lot of what he says, but he's talking about sound money, and I just don't see where any kind of a monetary system is ever going to be completely sound. And the one thing that I do like about what he says is he actually goes out and says we need to end the Federal Reserve, or at least audit them, or I say we need to end them.
Yeah.
And
an audit would lead to an end.
Sorry.
An audit would probably lead to an end.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
And I've been watching this stuff for years, and I've been with all these different ideas of how we can resolve things, and some of those ideas are what actually led me to finding the Zeitgeist Movement and finding the Venus Project, and just seeking out people that were like-minded.
Being that you're based out of Tampa, you're right there in Florida, have you been out to the Venus Project?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I've only seen them online. I have reached out to Roxanne once or twice. Definitely once I reached out to her, and I was not sure how to really connect the dots and be able to convince her that it was a good idea for us to work together. But I'm still hoping to be able to speak with them.
Yeah.
I know Jacques, I guess, is having a difficult time communicating at this point. From what I was hearing, that maybe his old age is catching up to him. I think that it would be a great opportunity, this whole campaign, to be able to expose some of those ideas.
Yeah,
and let people know that these options exist.
Totally, man. We're being realistic here. The chances of you becoming president of the United States are low. But what you can do is you can enter these debates and start injecting these issues, these ideas. And I'm guessing that this is your intention?
That's the primary intention, yes.
Yeah.
I want to be able to share with people that they have options that are different from what they've been told. And I've been saying for a long time that if you don't know what all of your options are, it's difficult to make the right choice.
Right.
And
yeah.
We are living in a society where it's either or.
Yeah.
And at least that's what's given to us by the politicians, by the religious folks, by the media. Not all of the media, but a lot of them. They present you one or the other, and those are the two that you get to choose from.
Yep.
But every time I hear that, it's like, no. We've got dozens, at least dozens of potential options to deal with the situation, any situation that we're dealing with, whether we're talking about retirement, we're talking about the poverty in the world, the hunger in the world. We've seen aquaponics, we've seen different forms of farming, we've seen community gardens. It's not Monsanto or nothing.
Right.
It's a matter of just getting into our minds and start innovating, asking some different questions, asking. Anthony Robbins is somebody that I used to listen to a lot, and one of the things that he always said was, if you want a different answer, then ask a different question.
Nice.
If we want to find some solutions to these issues that we've been facing for decades, if not longer, then why are we continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again? Why are we not asking some different questions? Why are we not asking, what's an alternative to what we're doing right now? And that has just been bothering me more and more is the more I hear people on TV talking, the more I come up with a frustration that they are not asking these questions. And yeah, that was the impetus behind this. And I've been wanting to reach out to people for a while and trying to figure out how to do it without charging people. And like the self-help industry, the motivational speakers, they get out there and they charge people a bundle to come and listen to them.
Yeah.
And the people that need it the most are the ones that can't afford it.
Right. I know.
And so I started asking questions about how can we do that kind of a thing for free? Why should people have to pay to be their best?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
So do you have any experience in politics?
Oh, absolutely none, other than going to the voting booth.
Right on.
I like to get into the debates, but
Yeah.
I've never, ever considered running for office before. And if I could find somebody that believes like I do, that has a better background than I do, then certainly I would jump on board with them instead. But I just don't see any choices out there right now. Any full, zeitgeist, Venus Project, resource-based, alternative economy type people that are willing to say what needs to be said. And so, whether I win or lose is still going to be in the win category because I'll be able to open up some minds and get some people talking about some things.
Absolutely. So what's the game plan? Like, how do you, what's your game plan for getting the word out and to be able to participate in the conversation? In the debate.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
I put out a press release, went out this morning actually.
Nice.
And I don't know what kind of response I'll get from that, but I've got a 1-year contract on that. I can put out 2 releases a month, I think is what it is. And they installed some apps on Facebook for me, and they're helping me a little bit. And the rest, I think, is just expanding on Facebook, expanding on the internet, and finding some people that can be representatives in the poorest communities around the country, the ones that generally don't have Facebook, or they don't take the time to get on the computer. A lot of these communities, they just don't see hope.
Right.
And I can't stand that hope has been so bastardized in the last election. It's
for real.
They really don't see themselves as having choices, and they do have choices if somebody can just get in there and share with them some solutions, share with them some ideas.
I agree.
Community co-ops. Community, whether it's a co-op for energy, co-op for education, co-op for
food,
for anything that they are facing as a basic need struggle. It doesn't have to come from money. You can bring in resources that are different from money. You can bring in people that know how to teach. There are many ways of educating the people. It doesn't have to be with the public school system, which obviously is geared towards producing robots more than thinking people. And what I saw in the inner city really almost brought tears to my eyes, because you hear what they say, you see how they live, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking, these people are being ignored, and they're so full of potential, and nobody has gone in there to help them. Even the motivational speakers, Les Brown, who came from an inner city, doesn't go out very much and reach out to these people and share ideas with them. And
there must be a reason for that.
They don't have much of a chance to hear about a Venus Project or.
I've thought about it. I've thought about it before, thinking that the people that would be most excited to these ideas would be the poorest, the ones that are in the poorer communities, because they just are constantly getting the raw end of the stick. And if you came in with some real deal solutions and some answers to why their conditions seem to stay the same every year and even each generation. Answer these questions that it would motivate them and excite them to get involved. But that I guess that just remains to be seen.
I don't think that I'm any different from any of you guys. So you all are in the same basic boat that I am. Mm-hmm. Just you're full of ideas, full of solutions, full of awareness, and wanting to reach out and bring everybody else into that awareness.
Well, Scott, let's keep in touch as the race rolls on, and as you start developing your internet, your online presence. I would think that having a YouTube channel is going to be imperative, and to start giving a weekly vlog or something like that, so that people can actually see your face and really see the man behind the words.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw that on your website. You have a donation button. I know this. Funds are important when doing any type of campaign to get the word out. You got to have promotional materials, and this is what campaign contributions really help with. So,
yeah.
But
my main desire though is not so much the money as much as just getting people to help. Getting people to help spread the word, getting people to help with the website, getting people to feed ideas to me.
Yeah.
I'm not in this by myself. It's certainly not for myself. This is a group effort. Nobody can go in there and do it all by themselves.
Absolutely. No, I agree. What you're needing is you're just needing some support from other people that are inspired and want to help, and for you to be ready to accept that support. Scott, thank you, and we'll have you back on soon. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to bring on our main man, Mr. Chad Fisher. Chad's going to be bringing us the social commentary of the week, but first we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Chad.
The whole revolution is about values. Values of any kind, What you'll do for $10, what you'll do with $10. Really, it all comes down to values, what you value and how much. And I often think of that, because you can buy anything in this country. The businessmen are the ones that really, kind of got the country where it is, in both ways, in the positive and the negative, man. They did, the businessmen, because there's no morality in business. Just a ledger, keep it in the black. Show a profit, keep it in the black, keep it in the black. Never mind your soul, never mind the landscape, never mind the other guy, keep it in the black, keep it in the black, do what you can, keep it in the black. Business as usual, going on. Big plywood up there, business as usual. Businessman did it.
Meanwhile, this is my last show ever. I'm tired, folks. Tired of spreading the news. Folks, it's time to evolve ideas. That's all we're left with. There's going to be no more thumbs coming down the pike. It ain't happening. Sure, there will be aberrations in evolution. People who take steroids, those fucking guys who pump up, people who do punctures and, tattoo. There's going to be different aberrations. But the true evolution is to evolve ideas. What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Well, for instance, how about this? Why is the drug czar of this country, first of all, why is there a drug czar? Forget that. Why is the drug czar of this country a cop? Why isn't he instead someone who's been through recovery, who has had an alcohol and or drug addiction and overcome it, and offer instead hope and compassion rather than condemnation and jail sentences to drug abusers? See, that would be evolving an idea.